Hello, welcome to another episode here of our developer stream here at WoT. Sorry, I'm having a little bit of issues here on my camera.
All good, Tankz0rz. You're oh wait, okay, you disappeared on us?
I am currently disappeared, but people can still hear me. We'll figure this out here shortly. Sorry about that.
All good. Hey, happy yeah, people are saying Bam is back. I did not leave. Let's just say I've been on a very long restorative nap, a much needed rest. um but shout out, of course, Tankz0rz, Jukes, of course, who kind of taken the helm in my absence for God. It does feel like it's been a while, but also TKN and KB, you guys have been also taking the helm for when we were on our Veterans Day holiday break. So really appreciate everyone's support and keeping that going. And well, I'm done being a slacker. Here I am back on stream, talking all things tanks. Joined, of course, as always, with Tankz0rz.
Awesome. Happy to have you back. Definitely.
Thank you.
But yeah, it has felt like it's been a little bit of a while, but we held down the fort while you were gone, so happy to have you though.
Very appreciative. I really appreciate you guys.
Anyways, we're here to speak about everything tanks and tank related things. Why don't you go ahead and spin us right up and let us know what's going on this week.
All right. Hopefully you guys will accept me just kind of easing into this. I got to get my training wheels back on to how we run all these streams again. I kind of forgot how we ran this whole process, Anyway, yeah, so this week we have our Tank Mastery Challenge. Pick your class and get those aces and earn your mastery emblems for your selected class. And of course, we started off with some early Black Friday sales. Who out there is looking to re-up on their premium time? I know myself personally, I always wait for around this time to re-up either on the 180 days or the full 360, get myself that full year of premium time. Yes, that is on sale as of this week. We also have other various early Black Friday sales, including 25% on equipment, 50% on discount, 50% discount on various cosmetics, including skins, and a 1 to 40 free XP conversion bonus ongoing. And then last but not least, this week we also have the free XP tanks. If you guys are sitting on quite the embankment of free XP and you're not willing to really convert that over to some tech tree tanks to progress them along, and you just want to apply that to maybe some premium tanks you're lacking, we do have free XP that you can trade in for some tanks, and that includes the Object 260, the Object 268 V5, the WZ111, T55A, the VK7201, T95E6, and the Lorraine AMX M4, plus several more. Then let's see, up next, don't forget, hunt down them turkeys as a community to get the Earth Shaker, one of our cold steel tanks that you can earn for free. This challenge op is ongoing right now, and you guys are only about 6 million turkeys away from completion. So getting close, wrap that up, and get yourselves the Earth Shaker.
That's a lot of turkeys, but I mean, we're getting there.
Mr. SBG, I really want to hear Bam go gobble, gobble, gobble. Is that good enough? What are we looking at here? We got a mantis on. Is this your body double?
This is my ultimate form. I've converted myself to a mantis for the time being.
Tankz0rz has evolved to an actual tank.
I knew this day would come one day.
It's just it's a natural evolution for you, man.
Yeah. Maybe there'll be more evolutions coming down the line. Hopefully, i.e. my camera turning back on. But we'll keep the show rolling for now.
Show must go on.
Sorry,
anyway,
you were talking about we're 6 million turkeys away.
6 million turkeys away for the Earth Shaker. So keep going at it. And then that segues us on over to some of our next week offerings. It is Thanksgiving week coming up very quick. again, time has flown. I know I just got back onto stream here, but we are more than halfway through November, and Thanksgiving is already next week. Kirby Prod, yes, apologies. Tanksgiving, my bad. Tanksgiving coming up. And yes, we have a couple of very special things to show that will be launching on Tuesday, ready for our next major update. And we have quite the surprise and some treats for you guys. Quick disclaimer. Due to the upcoming holidays, this update would span a full 10-week period instead of the normal 8-week period that we usually have for our seasons. So to account for this, the season start will be delayed for 2 weeks and will start on December 5th. Until then, the seasons tab and challenges will display new seasons coming soon, and season pass information will be available closer to season start. So nothing to debut about the new season today, but yes, we will have some content and new stuff coming to you on Tuesday, but not quite the new season. The current season, Soldiers of Fortune, of course, will be ending on Tuesday, along with the season bonuses. We also set up a new challenge called the Black Ops Trifecta that will give all 3 bonuses in every battle you play. This op is available to all players starting on November 1st, and this will run through This will run through December 5th at the start of the new season. And all you have to do, just play a battle, and you can earn yourself a 25% silver multiplier, 25% XP multiplier, and lastly, a 25% commander XP multiplier. Okay, that takes us, again, the new season isn't starting on Tuesday, but that doesn't mean we don't have content coming. There will be a new update for all of you guys coming on Tuesday, and I think there's a lot to be excited about. Let's start and talk about some of our new features coming down the pipe here. More garage customization, more garage gear. Hope to see you guys decking out your own custom garages. And starting on Tuesday, we love our doggo companions. And so we had to include, yes, a new German Shepherd garage gear that you guys can place into your adorn garage, that you can adorn into your own garages, because what tank doesn't need a furry companion? Do we have some assets that we can show the players here on stream?
Definitely. Let's take a look. We have
there he is.
Doggy.
And many other assets, including bikes. We got ladders, various more styles of different workstations. Here we have a rocket launcher and a mounted turret, and a searchlight.
Mm-hmm. I like how the dog has his head a little tilted. He's probably looking at something off camera that we can't see yet.
We'll talk a little bit more about the dog fairly shortly. Where are we? Are people naming the dog? Is that Decamp World of Dogs? Love that T-Bear. Love the puppies. Dog meat. He's called Chaffee. Hey, there's Tankz0rz. Welcome to the stream, sir.
We made it back.
That's actually the community has given me an idea. I'll relay this over to Nick, our systems designer that helped helm the custom garage. Maybe there is some sort of interaction that we can do to, you can name your own pets in your garage. We'll keep that one in mind. Tankz0rz, did we lose you again?
We're gone, but it's okay. The show keeps going on.
We'll keep it going. Up next, we have another fan-requested feature coming down the pipe. FPS and ping options. These will now be available to you to enable onto your HUD, and it'll be located in the upper left corner of your screen. Yes, you can finally turn this onto your display, and you'll see the values on your screen. And I think we may have a screenshot. There we go. Nope. We got the garage gear again. There we go.
Take a look at the top left corner there. Have millisecond and frame rate information.
Very nice. And actually, this was a request from the here on stream. Some I don't know, some months ago. So we jumped on that one, ticketed, and just wanted to see, how quickly and easily can we implement that from a UI side. On dev side, we actually always have that information somewhat present anyhow. Maps, players always like hints for new maps or what's coming down the pipe. Not even going to give a hint this time, just going to say it. What's the new map coming out? Starting on Tuesday, it's another returning map. Any guesses? Does anybody have any guesses? A new map coming in. Tundra. Says Decamp. Kirby Prod. Ensk. Live Oaks. Live Oaks.
I mean, it's got
Paris. France. Oh, I think a headless guy. I think he's onto it. Can we show the asset? I think let's show it off. It is Berlin. Berlin is making its triumphant return into World of Tanks Modern Armor. This map will be available in World War II, tiers 3 through 10, and all eras 1, 2, 3 in Cold War. This is a 1,000 meter by 1,000 meter size map, applicable very well in both World War II and Cold War. Having a lot of the urban style map itself allowed for breaking of many sight lines. And in playtest, we found this is actually a great map to have in Cold War. And Supertest even agreed when we ran the map in their their personal testing as well. The vote was very clear that we should include this into Cold War. The map itself will include modes such as standard battle, of course, team destruction, and counter assault, and also supports multi-base assault in custom games. And in the future, when we run some event modes, control mode is also present on Berlin. And we did opt to not go with the previous version of Berlin that we had on World Tanks Modern Armor that used to be winter. We opted to go with the urban style and remove all that snow clumps and just give you guys more of a fall, maybe early winter theme. Let's see, where did I leave off here? Up next, this was another user-requested feature that came through the submitted questions some months ago. Players asking for more secondary weapon updates being applied to existing tanks in the game. And yes, because there were some highly requested ones, we prioritized those and moved them further up into our roadmap release schedule, and happy to say the following tanks will be getting some secondary weapons applied to them, including the MBT-70, which I know has been asked for by quite a bit by the players, the KV-4, the Chi-Ri, and the Churchill 1. Oh, I'm sorry, and the B-1. I left one out there at the bottom. All right. Then we got some UI updates. This was one for the challenges screen. So when you guys are in the garage menu itself, and typically you would see at the very top of the tabs, you got your seasons tab, then you got your contracts tab. You've asked, we've delivered. Your non-seasonal challenges now have their own tab once more. We've consolidated and put the regular challenge ops as well as the contracts into their own challenges tab, and here we have it on screen now. And then Seasons tab still remains there at the top if you need to check out the current season progress. And you can even jump to your season challenges from this Challenges tab as well with the right and left triggers. And then we have, this is maybe where things get a little bit more exciting. One of our other multi-weapon systems, tanks, that we were really pushing and thinking about how do we implement and bring into the game itself. I think we have a bit of a treat for you, the players. Something, oh, is anyone else seeing double? Tankz0rz, are you trying to be me here? Is anyone else seeing some double vision going on?
Yeah,
is that just my end?
I don't know why, but you're coming in through twice, but the show must go on.
All right. Hey, if I'm on screen 2 times, that's just fine. Well, this is actually a very perfect segue. It just kind of worked out, ironically. This definitely wasn't planned by any means. I think we have some new tanks to debut. Dual barrel tanks are on the way. Here we have it, showcased in the background. We got 4 of them. Well, one of them is not a dual barrel tank back there, but Tankz0rz, are you as surprised as me that not once, did the community ever ask for dual barrel tanks? I've never seen it come up in the chat. I've never seen any user submitted questions come up like Wargaming, World of Tanks PC has these dual barrel tanks. Why aren't you guys bringing it to console? I'm just as surprised as you.
I've never once heard, but you know, now they're here.
Okay, before the chat, put down the pitchforks and torches before I get lynched here. This is how I get fired, Tankz0rz.
Oh no.
This is not only my return to the stream, but this is also the day a shepherd's hook is going to come up on screen and just kind of pull me off to the side here.
It's funny.
Yes, dual barrel tanks are on the way. We know this is probably one of the most requested features to bring into the game. And starting on Tuesday, we have here the Black Friday edition, Object 7032 Black Tank. Here we have it on screen right now.
But that's
these
not
are
all.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So that's not all. I think we have some more news to announce, but keep going. I cut you off.
Yes. So this is our first dual barrel tank with 2 firing modes that you can access during battle at the touch of a single button, with single fire and, of course, double shot. Because who wouldn't want to fire from 2 guns at the same time, right? Outputting the same amount of damage as well. The 2 firing modes provides a level of flexibility that lets you adapt to any situation that you may find yourself in. Shoot both barrels to inflict maximum damage, or single fire to keep the constant pressure on your enemy. The Black Edition themed skin does come with a 75% XP bonus and a very nice 50% silver bonus to boot. And not to mention, its solid armor provides very reliable protection, especially when hull down or side scraping. Now, this week we don't have a trailer just quite ready to showcase and really empower and show you guys the dual barrel tanks in action. But because this mechanic is so new, and we know players have been very excited and asking about this, I thought it'd be best if we do a live demonstration itself of the dual barrel tank so you guys can see it in action. I'll try to keep my eye on the chat just a little bit. If there's any sort of questions or thoughts that you guys might have, I'll do my best to try to answer that here live on the stream itself. But of course, we will always probably have our Q&As in a later stream that we would be more than happy to address submitted questions from the community, and we can cover those in much more detail. But in any case, Tankz0rz, if you are ready, I am ready. We can segue on over to our in-game build.
Well, let's take it away. All right.
All right, here we have it in-game in the custom garage, the Black Friday edition 2023 of the Object 703, and that menacing kind of shark or T-Rex face here on the turret, which is fantastic. And as always, the black skin itself, like all of our black tanks that we sell during the Black Friday event. Always a fantastic thing. Also wanted to showcase, here's just some of those new garage gear assets here in the garage as well. And last but not least, let me zoom out a little bit. Here he is. Here is our good doggo, also here in view. We will get back to the dual barrel guns, but I wanted to at least showcase some of the new garage gear. Our German Shepherd, fully animated. I'd have to check in with the artist, but we have so many different animations that this dog does, and also comes with its own whimpering, barking, and panting audio while you have him in the garage.
He definitely looks awesome. Bam, do we have a doggy mocap soup that I don't know about?
Oh, I should ask our animator. Did the animator himself put it on and do the motions, or maybe they had their own German Shepherd? That's a great. I might have to follow up on that.
Looks good. Looks good. I like the animations.
All right, we're gonna go ahead and take this into battle. I got a customs game up, and we are going to launch directly into Berlin. Not actually going to do a tour of the map itself, because we do want to keep focus on the dual barrels. But we'll get a brief look at the return of the Berlin map, just to show you guys a little bit of that. Fredil, where will this dog eat? Actually, that's a good point. We may have to introduce a like a doggy bowl garage gear, right? Okay, everybody. Here we are. Let's talk about the dual barrel mechanics. First off, a little bit of the history and how we got here, how we adapted this from World of Tanks PC. We initially designed our dual barrel tanks to leverage current working systems in our game as a way to better save the time and resources from our engineering and our UI departments to the best that we can muster. So taking a look at our current existing systems, like what we have applied for the multi-weapon systems, as you guys are all familiar with, for say, switching to the secondary guns on select tanks, the multi-turreted tanks, and of course our Cold War tanks that are equipped with ATGMs. We wanted to find a solution that best adopts that system with the dual guns and providing players with enough agency to play and select the guns to their style that fits best with them. A lot to unfold here. So let's start talking about the reticle here. That's probably the first thing players notice right off the bat. Very new. This is going to be unique and exclusive to the dual barrel guns. We aren't applying changes across all the tanks here, but there is some very important elements to talk about this. So we opted for this kind of dual semicircle on the reticle, as you can see here. In testing, when we had the old reticle that just shows the reload status, it just wasn't clear as to which barrel, which gun of yours, the right or the left, was actually actively reloading. And once they were fully loaded, we also noted that it just wasn't clear as to which gun is ready to fire and which gun am I actively on. So we opted to maintain those semicircle reticles on the HUD reticle at all times for the dual barrel tanks because of its significance to inform the user when you can shoot or when you are readily loaded and done with a cooldown. And I'll talk about all those as we kind of go through this. I know I'm blabbing on for quite a bit here. So right now I am in the single fire mode. Using what you guys might be familiar with, the mode change for, say, siege mode or the drive mode changes, pressing left on the D-pad, you'll notice a extra yellow triangle appears on my HUD. This is indicating if I am in single barrel fire mode or in the double shot fire mode. We also have extra icons. If I can direct your eyes to the bottom of the HUD, to the left of the ammo icons, you'll see there are two red diamonds down there. The top one will be indicative that you are in the single fire mode, and the bottom red diamond there indicative that you are in the double shot. So let's talk a little bit more about the reticle, the reload status, and dive a bit more into what you can expect when firing in the single shot mode. So right now, what we're looking at, both of my reload status bars are full white. When they are full white, that means each of my the barrel on the right is ready to fire, as well as the barrel on the left. If I go ahead and shoot, there is a red cooldown that you saw kind of go downwards from both of these semicircles themselves. This is what internally we call the interstitial delay timer. You guys are not required to call it that if you don't wish to. Just call it the cooldown. But internally we call it the interstitial delay timer because we're fancy like that. This is critical to prevent users from quick firing in succession both barrels. So right now, well, let's let the other barrel load up. Let me let both of them load. As you can see, the blue bar filling up is your active reload status, just to inform players when the guns are ready to actually fire. And we also included the timers that will appear on the left and the right-hand side barrels, just so it's very clear how much more time is left. Now, if I pull the trigger once, now I'm trying to spam it, I can't actually shoot again, despite the fact my left barrel is technically loaded, but the cooldown is what we put in there to help maintain the DPM of these tanks without having to sacrifice or nerf, say, the reload time or the actual damage penetration potential of these tanks. So that's the cooldown status of what you're seeing there. You will also see, as I'm shooting in the single firing mode, that that little yellow triangle is jumping from left to right. So right now we are seeing it under the right barrel. This is to inform the user that right now my active barrel is the right gun. And once I shoot, that yellow triangle shifts over to the left. Now my left barrel is the active gun. So next time I fire, it will be that one. Worth noting, if you were paying attention to the HUD here, maybe if I put my aim maybe a little bit more to the sky so there's less environmental noise kind of obscuring the reticle information here, you'll notice when I fire that the shells are still reloading in the background even during the cooldown. That is a system present only when you are in the single firing mode. We'll talk about the double shot in just a moment here. Another attribute I wanted to touch upon for the dual barrel tanks, if I may direct your attention once more to the shell icons at the bottom, this was something that we wanted, when I talked about the multi-weapon system mechanics, this is something that we adopted that WoT PC does not have, and that is allowing players to actively switch their barrels while in the single shot mode, but also switch their ammo type. So if you want to be able to fire AP rounds in your left barrel and then fire HE rounds in your right barrel, that is a choice that you can do on the fly in the game. And you can see I will do an active reload. We have another mechanic introduced into the game that we dubbed the sequential loading. At no one time, once I fire both shells, both barrels cannot be in active reload at once. Only one barrel will be actively loaded at a time. So as you can see right now, my right barrel is going up. 3 more seconds, 2 more seconds, 1 more. Now it switches over to the left barrel for 12 seconds reload on that time. Just, it's simulating that poor loader who has to quickly jump between left barrel, right barrel, and putting the shells in. That poor guy can't do 2 at once here. Anyway, so that is the single fire mode and just how the mechanics work in terms of jumping between left and right barrels. Let's switch on over to the main prize of these dual barrel guns, and that is the double shot. So now you can see that the yellow triangles are now present under each of the barrels. And one of the restrictions that we have for the double shot is, actually, let me back up. Now that I'm fully loaded, I want to talk about the cooldown first, and then we'll talk about the restriction. So both of my barrels are now loaded. And when I shoot, we'll go ahead. Here's the sniper cam view if you guys were curious about that. Let's take aim at a building. So let's take shot. There goes both of my shots at once. There's the interstitial delay timer, as you can see in the red. And now we are reloading once more. So the difference with the cooldown in the double shot mode versus the single fire is one of the penalties we have because of the damage potential you can do in the double shot mode. The cooldown does prevent from active loading of the barrel until the cooldown has completed. I'll show you guys that one more time. So I'm going to shoot. There's the cooldown. Neither barrel is actively reloading. Now they start the reload. So one of the other restrictions while you guys are in the double shot mode is the fact that you can't actually fire your guns until both barrels are loaded. So I'm pushing the triggers right now actively, and there is no action being applied here until both barrels are actively loaded. So I'm waiting for that solid white on both of the semicircles. There we go, and fire. And that is our dual barrel mechanics. I know World of Tanks PC, for those of you that might be players that come from that platform, they've had, their mechanics are a little bit different as they kind of have a charge shot where in order to actually do your double shot, it requires you to hold down the trigger, or the mouse button rather, before your shot actively fires out after a certain delay of time. We opted not to go that direction and instead introduce that cooldown timer after firing. In any case, yeah, I missed the chat as I was actively looking at my notes and as in the game itself. So let's see, what happens if you swap to a single barrel after? Okay, let's do that. That was a question from Urban Pop-Tart. Love that name, by the way. So we'll go ahead and let both of these barrels fully load here. And yeah, Decamp is asking the same thing. Are you able to switch modes from double to single before the cooldown? Yes. So I will take the shot. I will, oops, there we go. I actually switched my barrels first. So you can switch from double shot to single fire, but you still, the loading won't begin until the cooldown has completed. We'll look at that one more time. And I do have my apologies. I know it's probably very quiet and you guys are just listening to me. I did mute my game settings just so there wasn't going to be a lot of echo coming out of my speakers onto the mic itself. So we're going to fire. I'm going to switch. Now I'm in single fire mode. Got to wait for the cooldown to complete. Now the reload begins. And there you have it, guys. That is our, whatever you guys want to call it, the dual guns, the double barrels, the bifurcated gun tanks. I leave it to you, the community, as to what term you deem most comfortable to roll off the tongue.
I have a comment here from Tokyo Batman.
Tokyo Batman?
They reckon that the Bear Commander could load both of them at the same time.
He's got the big mitts. He probably could be able to do that, right?
Can you confirm? That's funny.
Please get WoT in here and confirm. Okay, I'm getting back to my notes here. So let's see. So yes, I know the bifurcated tanks was a big community ask. Yes, that Black Friday tank is coming out this coming Tuesday. Please look forward to that. But if you look behind me, there is another. Am I leaning the right way? No, this way. Are we still in double vision here too, Tankz0rz?
Something similar like that.
Something similar like that. Oh, you're just invisible. I see. We do have another tank over here. God, I cannot get my left and right here when it's mirrored on my screen. We have another tank here, not a dual gun, but it is another black tank coming next week. And this one is for our Cold War players. Meet the Jaguar Type 59 Black. Here we have it on screen now. So this is an Era 2 medium tank, the first Cold War black tank featuring a massive 75% XP bonus adorned in a black Jaguar-inspired camouflage. Its hull is protected by an outer layer of spaced and composite armor, while the turret has a single layer of angled composite armor. This results in great protection to block some incoming shots, but not all as you'd expect from a medium tank. It's good overall gun handling and stats provide consistent and reliable damage with good overall mobility. So, that being the case, we covered our 2 new Black Friday tanks coming Tuesday. Tankz0rz, I think it's time we kick off a giveaway.
It's giveaway time? I love these.
2 of each tank. We'll do 2 winners receiving Jaguar Type 59 Blacks and 2 winners receiving the Object 7032 Black. Double the giveaway for each barrel. Double giveaways.
Good. All right. Go ahead and click on the link in chat. Give us your Wargaming ID, and you'll be eligible to win these double giveaways.
Fantastic. We'll let that one sit for a little while, and we'll announce our winners as we come to a wrap at the end of the stream. All right, up next. So there's still more to talk about coming out next week, but I needed to make sure that we talked about the dual barrel tanks. And really quick, I do have to give a shout out to the dev team and the efforts put forth on all the work that has gone into it. What I didn't really touch upon is trying to adopt the mechanics from PC and figuring out what makes it best for usability and comfort and quick use on the console audience. We had gone into some redesigns of the feature itself, and it was a huge lift and effort by many individuals, our tank design team, our tank artists, our engineering team, UI. Everyone did such a fantastic job, and we've been, all of us, so just excited to finally hand this off and bring it to you, the player base. Okay, that being said, So we do have some other new tanks that you can earn alongside our usual bundles, including the SU-130PM, the T-77, AMX CDC Black, and the Low Black. And another challenge up by collecting 225 points. Along the way, you can collect some of our black tank skins that can be applied onto the SU-130PM, the T-77, and T-55A. Just a quick note, this challenge works very much like our Monster Hunter challenge op that we run during Halloween. You get to pick your tank. When you pick your tank, the challenge ends. So just make sure that you are absolutely certain that you've earned everything you want before you select your choice tank. Making that clear right now. And then for the entirety of Thanksgiving weekend, that is from November 23rd till the restart the following Tuesday, you all can enjoy a ×3 XP. That's 200% bonus on your first win bonuses per tank. And that's not all. We have a new camo in town and something to showcase for you all. Still sticking with the theme of our dogs, cover your tanks in fur with our new doggo style camo. Let's show the community here. Here we go. Cute, fluffy, and furry.
That is cute. Well, you got all sorts of dogs in there. I thought it was just, I originally only saw one, but I see a bunch of guys now. Awesome, awesome.
Doggo collection. A momentary genius. Yes, more camos, please. Always more camos. Oh, we should have done a screenshot of the Tog. I saw total of 5. The Tog dog. That is a camo for the Tog for sure. We want the A and BT to show off, but the Tog would have been
on our charity stream, Mr. Bam, Mr. Jukes and I played
did some Tog battles.
We did some Tog battles, and we got a full custom lobby with Togs. It was a blast. It was Togtastic.
Togtastic. You know, I did get a chance. I do apologize. I know I was not available during the Extra Life weekend myself. I did tune in for your guys' Tanking After Dark.
Oh, you made a surprise visit.
Made a nice surprise visit. I don't think I caught the Tog custom games lobby, but I did see that lovely portrait that you guys had going on in the background.
We had to bring you in spirit, some way or another.
Never disappear.
Awesome.
Okay. I think, Tankz0rz, that takes us over to our shout-outs.
Mm-hmm. It is shout-outs time. And as always, if your name is on this list, you win. What do they win this week here?
A private war chest.
Private war chest. Awesome. All right, let's take it away here.
All right, starting off in our battle feats in the Mantis, our newly released mercenary tank, we have Shore Draft 5 with the max damage in a single battle dealt of 10,109. Next, we have Ona to Lubby with max combined assist damage in a single battle of 9,330. Then we have Alex 8638, max blocked damage in a single battle of 4,140. And lastly, also in the Mantis, Bartis PO7, max XP earned in a single battle of 2,880.
Awesome.
Up next, our next mercenary tank, the popular Rock Crawler. We have Kukri 666, max damage dealt in a single battle of 17,181. X Hunter 84X, max combined assisted damage of 11,251. And lastly, we have Alex Suzuki 2998, max blocked damage of 9,210. Fantastic. And then we got some fun stuff here as well. This is for those who've managed to earn the Kolobanov's medal. And these are for players that earn the medal in the following tanks. So circling back to the Mantis, we have 4 individuals here who've earned the Kolobanovs. We have Amberic 23, VFR 1200 X2149, Jury OL 87, and lastly in the Mantis, Dragon 1983 LTTB. And then also earning the Kalabanov's medal for those in the rock crawler, we got Straw Raccoon 556. Just feel the vibes. That's the gamer tag. I'm not just telling people to feel the vibes. And then Howakin. And lastly, Klaus Burbell 1111. They all earned the Kalabanov's medal in the rock crawler. And then this week, we don't have a showcase to display and give winners private war chests for their custom garages. But if you guys all submit us in our Discord with some of the new garage gear coming on Tuesday, we will be sure to review, and maybe you guys can be on the showcase in our next stream and win your own private war chests. And then lastly, to wrap up our shout outs here, we have our individuals who have crested amazing thresholds of number of battles in the game. Plenty of them this week, too, which is pretty fantastic. So starting off, several individuals here hit that amazing 100,000th battle threshold. We have Dave Ocelot 9, Three-Headed Skull, Mr. Musio, Hulanam Russ, and Flipper 3525. Congrats. Up next at the 110,000th battle threshold. Hey, Steampunk Pagan, congrats. I'm familiar with you. And then Formula Brute 758, congrats to you two. At the 120,000th battles, we have Bogged Gorgron 879, OG Bobby. Oh, hold on one second. I got a cat stepping on my keyboard here. OG Bobby, Lee 269, and No Probs Bab. Congratulations. At the 130,000th battle, one individual who made that threshold this week, Luigi Batala. Congratulations to you. At 140,000 battles, we have Ciceros 1978. And lastly here, at the 160,000 battles, Detty 1. Fantastic.
You know what we say around here?
That's a lot of battles.
That's a lot of battles. Congratulations to everyone, and especially to those that crested these amazing milestones.
And as mentioned before, we will be sending out those private war chests to your accounts.
Yep. Awesome.
Lastly, before we go into the Q&As, one extra note here. Over in the land of the competitive play, there is a Cold War tournament being trialed. If you fancy a go, all you need is to set yourself up with a team of 6 and sign up within the competitive Discord. KB here will be setting the invite link into the chat. And here it is. Thank you, KB. Cold War tournaments. Give it a shot. All right, Tankz0rz.
Is it time?
It is time for our weekly Q&As.
Alrighty. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of our questions that we have here. First question, would it be possible to get the same engine sounds for the Mouse E100 and the Type 5 Heavy that are on PC version? Those PC vehicle sounds for those specific tanks are awesome.
We will certainly relay this over to our audio director. We did have him join us on stream back in September during our whole Metal Fest event. And he is very much aware of a lot of tank engine, gun, all these audio requests related to the tanks that he too would love to apply some updates. But doing this across a large spectrum of tanks will take time. It is on his to-do list to eventually revisit this, just as long as, he works out a lot of other priorities as we proceed forward.
Next question here. Do you think you can make WoT Modern Armor available on the cloud gaming service for Xbox?
So, yeah, the xCloud. So we are not against the idea of streaming and allowing players to not have to worry downloading the number of gigabytes to place onto your console itself and just being able to stream. We are aware that there is a cohort of players that would be interested in this, but as it stands currently, xCloud is just not in production at this point and not quite a great experience. It lends itself more positively to more single-player focused esque games as opposed to multiplayer games in which server lag, input lag, performance, all of those items are very important for online multiplayer games. And so we want to make sure if it makes sense for our console audience and we do pursue streaming to certain capacities, that we provide a great user experience along those lines. Somewhat tangent to it though, this is something I do personally. I often will network. It's streaming, but it's not quite cloud streaming because it still requires you to have the game downloaded onto a console. But you can, in fact, if you just want to be able to play from like a PC, perhaps. I do this personally. I will network into my work PC, work Xbox Series X to be able to play the game all the way from there. Our work office, of course, has a much higher network bandwidth, so it's always been very beneficial to me to be networking over to that. So there's kind of a streaming option, but not quite the xCloud idea. Just wanted to make you guys aware.
Next question here. Why do consumables shift left if you don't have all the slots used? Is this something that's intentional?
So they're referring to when you're setting up your loadout and you're applying consumables, but you decide to leave, say, the first consumable slot, the middle consumable slot empty, and you're just putting something into the final third one. That is intentional and by design. When we were initially working on the HUD updates, it was an issue with the visual weight, because when you see it in the game itself, yes, that final consumable slot shifts right on over, right? It felt kind of off when a single consumable is just kind of sitting further out in kind of the ether, when we want things to be a little bit more, we didn't want things to feel isolated or disjointed from like your ammo loadout and everything kind of more centralized onto the bottom HUD screen. So that's the reasoning behind that.
Next question here is asking on World of Warships, they have a larger HUD option in game, and it really helps when playing the game on my TV in my room. Can we expect anything similar for World of Tanks Modern Armor?
Here's what I'll say. We'll certainly keep this in mind because I have seen this kind of request and suggestion come up a few times. And we know we got players that would appreciate having larger HUD items. It often boils down to trying to figure out allocation of HUD elements on the real estate that we have available to us, and making sure players still have enough clear space to see the gameplay itself. It's just kind of a trade-off game a little bit. But what I will say is we do have some plans to revisit and improve HUD elements as we go into next year. We'll certainly keep this suggestion in mind.
Awesome. Next question here. Do we have any plans to redesign the current HUD to make it compatible with some older HUDs that we've had in the past?
I will defer to my previous answer. So this is another one that comes up a lot where players want to be able to revisit the old HUD elements that we had way back in the day, some years ago. We see that time and again. And like I said, we'll keep that suggestion in our minds as we consider HUD improvements next year.
Awesome. Regarding the square minimap, there used to be a rotate map option in the settings. This would rotate the map 90 degree in 90-degree increments depending on which way you were facing. Since 6.0, this feature has not been working correctly. Is there any chance this could return?
I'm going to be completely honest. I had to dig into some old tickets and ask designers to remind myself what exactly this is. This didn't sound real to me. There is no plans to return a 90-degree rotating square minimap. The general sentiment, even back then when we had support for it in the HUD itself, was fairly negative and also just too distracting. And it also just has performance costs. with having any sort of animating elements on top of the HUD going like that. So right now there is no plans to return it. It's interesting that they're like this individual who submitted the question, that maybe there are players that really enjoyed that sort of mechanic. But like I said, right now we don't have any plans to return that. The only rotating only rotating mini map that you can have is if you go change it back to the circle radar mini map.
Next up here, is there any updates for having the last known enemy position on the map, on the mini map?
Right. So this is a feature from our brethren at World Tanks BC, and I have to double check, but I'm pretty sure we have a ticket to investigate and look into it, because this one has come up by the players in the past as well.
And thirdly here, can we add the ability to increase the size of both mini-map in a future update?
Just as mentioned earlier, next year we have a lot of HUD improvements, and we will keep in consideration giving players maybe some option to increase, decrease certain HUD elements. That is not a promise. This is something that we're keeping into consideration. We always have to be mindful of our resources and performance of what's getting applied onto the HUD itself.
Very good. Next question here. Will we see the control mode made permanent at some point?
So control mode, in case those of you that may not have participated in some of our beta events that we've been running, this is a new game mode we've introduced as a limited run where there's respawn mechanics and more of a point system that is your win condition to completing the match itself. In terms of making it permanent, possibly. It's not on the books right now, and most likely never going to be intermixed with random battle, just because the systems, mechanics of it, going from a standard battle with single life, and then suddenly the next battle is something with a respawn and a whole different HUD with the point system. We have concerns of the rule sets changing too much and being a bit confusing to players. So right now, the current plan for control mode is to continue putting it out there as event battles to the players that you will see in your game mode selection menu. You can expect to see more of that coming in any given season, and you can expect more incentives coming with the mode itself, such as additional silver, XP, and challenge ops, and even progress made toward your season progress as well. So look forward to more control mode in the future.
Is there any information about the next Cold War line, possibly?
Too soon. No updates to give or information at this time.
Let's see. Will you be able to choose between old soundtracks and the current soundtracks available in the game?
I mean, is that a ding on the current soundtracks? Are players not liking some of the new music going in? It's so audio, as it is for many games, is one of the most expensive resources on memory to put into a game itself. So trying to put more soundtracks to give players options like, oh, I want to hear this version of the old version of Mine's map music versus the current going one. This will continue to bloat the size of the game itself. I think until the point we can figure out how to provide players like DLC tracks in some way, not suggesting like a paid DLC, but a way for players to opt in a download, perhaps, where if they want to bloat the size of their game, that might be an option. But right now there's nothing planned on it. But what I will say, a lot of the current maps are going through revision updates to their music. Our audio directors applying a lot of dynamic music that, based on the kind of sequence of events that plays out in a battle, number of players left on any given team, it kind of amps up the intensity to kind of give you guys, that intensity. So those are being slowly rolled out across all the maps as he kind of weans out maybe some of the older music that's applied on several maps at once and giving them more unique dynamic treatments.
Very good. Let's see here. When will we have new Cold War maps? Thank you.
So, just more maps coming to Cold War. As mentioned earlier, we announced Berlin is coming back into rotation. That will be present on Tuesday, and that map will be in Cold War. But if you're asking about brand new maps coming, you can look forward to some of those next year.
Alrighty. Are we getting proper filters for our tanks in the profile tab? And do we have any info on why they were removed?
Hopefully next year, as we did a large revision of our UI system some years back, of course, certain things that were a little bit deprioritized at the time. We are aware that these are things that were important to the players, and we want to find the time and resources to bring them back. So this might fall in line with a lot of quality of life UI-esque improvements that we can, keep in the back of our minds as we move forward.
Next question here. I know that WoT and I know that World of Tanks Modern Armor and World of Tanks on PC are two different games, but do we have any plans to possibly merge both of the games into one mega game down the line?
Mega World of Tanks. Quite to the idea, but that'd be an immense undertaking on both the teams, quite honestly. For those of you that might dip into both of the titles themselves, World of Tanks PC is a monster in and of itself. And I mean that in a positive light. Merging the games together are very different. We can't have any sort of scenario in which you will ever be playing against World of Tanks PC players on the World of Tanks Modern Armor. The mechanics are wildly different. We have Cold War mode. They have a lot of different other event modes. They have a lot of content that we'd have to figure out how to integrate in some ways. And it's either, if this were ever to become like a long-term plan for the games itself, I would have to say one game or the other would have to abandon and adopt the other game's systems just to make things align, or find some sort of middle ground in some way that drastically alters both of them. In any case, that's a long-winded way of saying no, there's not going to be a merge of the World of Tanks Modern Armor to our brethren on World of Tanks PC.
Alrighty, let's see, where am I at? I think we have time for another question here. Then we still have giveaways.
We still have some giveaways. How about one last question, and then we pick out our 4 winners.
Alrighty. Let's see. Let's see. I noticed that there's a lot of objects not visible until you're close or zooming in on it. It could be a little jarring to see a house or objects in different maps sort of pop in and out of existence. Is there something that we could do to fix that?
We can certainly fix that. We'll get a ticket to our art team. What is going on is a lot. This is true for many games, and it's called the level of details of objects. So things that are further away, they kind of get rendered in a lower quality to kind of save on performance in ways. And as you get closer, or first person sniper cam zoom into it, it should render better into view. So those just might be some data side LODs. That, again, that's a level of details, just not loading properly. So we will double check to make sure there's a ticket for that. I feel like I saw something similar or heard about it happening on Nabelberg, one of our maps that we released this year. So we'll have a look at that.
Awesome. All right, let's see. It's everyone's favorite time here. It's time to choose a winner.
It's giveaway.
We got 4 winners here this time, don't we?
Let's start off. I know dual barrels are very exciting, but we'll do our Jaguar Type 59 black winners first. Okay. Then we'll announce our bifurcated barrel tanks, the Object 703 winners, last. Oh, really quick. Max Chaos, thank you. If we're talking about the buildings thing for the maps, the fixes will be in on Tuesday.
Awesome. Hot off the presses. All right, let's see. We have 1, 2, 3. We need one more winner.
Irish curb stomp. How much caffeine did Bam have today? enough.
You're just happy to be back here, aren't you?
Like I said, I got well rested. It's been nice being off stream for a little bit. And again, kudos and thanks to KB, TKane, yourself, Tankz0rz, Jukes. I was glad you guys can cover, while I was in my absence. But I'm back in action and bringing in the caffeine at high speed.
Double time and double.
And double.
All right. So you said our first pair of winners are getting
Jaguar Type 59 Black.
All right. Our first winner here is Fluffy Colt.
Fluffy Colt.
27-1. Congratulations. You are a lucky winner. Our second winner here is Iron Mig 74. Congratulations.
Congratulations. All right. Now, who is receiving the double barrels?
The double barrels are going to none other than D Gamer Z40 TTV.
Congratulations, D Gamer.
And our second winner here is SWE Pro.
SWE Pro, congratulations.
Congratulations to all of you. You don't have to do anything. These tanks will show up in your garage automatically, and just hang tight and let our support team do their magic.
Hey, Tankz0rz.
Yes.
Before we sign off, I got submitted a nice fun dad joke.
Oh, sure. Let's hear it. What do you have, Mr. Bam?
Huh?
What do you have here, Mr. Bam? Shoot.
Why was the adult dual barrel upset at the baby dual barrel tank?
Oh, gosh. I'm not sure why.
It made a boom boom.
Oh, well, with that, I think everyone...
Credit to Max Chaos for that. Don't attack him, not me.
No, thank Max Chaos. Thank you. I hope everyone has a fantastic weekend. Thank you very much for hanging out with us here today on this lovely Friday afternoon. What else do we have to share here? If you're on Twitch, stick around. We're going to go ahead and raid one of our community contributors. If you're elsewhere, have a fantastic weekend, and we'll see you on the battlefield.
See you all.
Bye-bye.